We continue our reading of Lest We Forget, a daily devotional by author George R. Knight. Today's reading, January 22, the year of the end of the world. Behold, he is coming with the clouds, and every eye will see him. Revelation 1:7. This year is the last year that Satan will reign in earth. Jesus Christ will come. The kingdoms of earth will be dashed to pieces. The shout of victory will be heard in heaven. Time shall be no more. Thus wrote William Miller in his New Year's address to Second Advent believers on January 1, 1843. As long last the year of the end of the world had arrived. And as we might expect, the excitement was high, but they weren't quite sure as to when in the year they should be looking. Miller himself, knowing that Christ had said that no person knew the day or the hour, had been quite cautious on the topic. About the year 1843 was about as precise as he wanted to be. But by December of 1842, his disciples were pushing him to be more specific. After all, the very next month would begin 1843. Miller concluded that he could indeed be more specific. Basing his calculations on the Jewish feast of Passover, he wrote that he believed that Jesus would appear in the clouds of heaven sometime between March 21, 1843, and March 21, 1844. Those who thought that they had discovered some formula for pinpointing the exact date set many specific dates between the 2 points. Miller himself held for a late-in-the-year fulfillment, since he thought their faith would be tried. And tried it was. The Second Advent did not occur on March 21, 1844. The hopeful decided that they had miscalculated the date for Passover. Perhaps it was April 21. But that date also passed, and thus the Millerite group went through their first, or spring, disappointment. The movement avoided disintegration at that time because they had not put too much hope in a specific date. On the other hand, they did feel downhearted. They continued to study their Bibles to discern where they were in prophetic time. Then in early summer, they discovered Habakkuk 2:3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. They concluded that they were in the tarrying time. After all, didn't Matthew 25:5 plainly teach that the bridegroom tarried? Their faith had a resilience that we must admire. Yet they were disappointed. But rather than give up, they turned to their Bibles to discover their whereabouts in prophetic history. That is not what they wanted to be doing, but it is the only option for those of us who continue to cry out, "How long, O Lord?" Revelation 6, verse 10. This concludes our reading today of Lest We Forget.